Taxes on Social Security gone. Now, this is going to be on a federal level for everybody collecting Social Security, regardless of if it's retirement, SSI, SSDI, survivors, and we're going to be discussing this on a state level as well, as new legislation has been proposed that would phase out taxes over the course of the next 3 years. So there's going to be some that will lose the federal tax and also the state tax with the proposed legislation. Now, take a look at this article, just came out yesterday. Legislators look to finish off income tax on Social Security. Under the dome, House to turn justice Social Security tax cut into a phase out. Now, this is on a state level, but on a federal level, take a look at this. Win-win, a bill to eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits has been reintroduced, and I've shared this with you in detail, but they're saying that it is getting more traction now, and it might keep the program afloat for 20 more years. Here's what to know, and here's a look at the actual bill that I shared with you. Stick around to the end to get more details on the specific bill, but let me know your thoughts. This is all coming to pass. We've been hearing this promise for the last 3.5 years. Do you think it's going to get done and get done right before elections in an election year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but let me go ahead and cover for you the details, as this could mean taxes eliminated on Social Security benefits for recipients, which essentially means bigger increases for individuals as they will not have to pay tax on Social Security coming in. And we're also hearing that this proposal, it has bipartisan support. Republicans and Democrats alike are saying, why are we taxing the recipients of Social Security? They work their entire lives, they pay into Social Security with income tax. Why are we taxing them again when they take it out? It is a form of double taxation. It is wrong. We need to eliminate it or phase it out. Let me know your thoughts, but let's dive into the details. And before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, take a quick second, hit that like button for me. Just helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Also, to stay up to date, totally free, why not hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and also to stay connected off of social media platforms, consider joining the newsletter at www.steveramnews.com. The newsletter is now active. You should be receiving those weekly updates. But with that being said, let's dive into the latest and get you caught up as to what's going on with eliminating taxes on a federal level and a state level for Social Security. All right, so first, let's take a look at this proposed 3-year state phase out, and this could be applicable on a federal level as well, as they are trying to work out the kinks in this federal legislation, which we're going to take a look at here in just a second. And this just came out today, linked in the description below. I always cite the sources, put them on the screen so that way you know it's the latest. It says a key part of Governor Jim Justice's 2024 platform to eliminate the remaining income tax on Social Security recipients is now becoming a 3-year phase out in West Virginia's House of Delegates. House Bill 4880, relating to the personal income tax Social Security exemption, was on first reading in the House on Tuesday, yesterday, and is set for passage tomorrow on Thursday. HB 4880, introduced on behalf of the governor at the beginning of the 2024 legislative session, would exclude all Social Security benefits from the state's personal income tax retroactively to January 1st. So this would also be retroactively applied. Now, what if they could do that on a federal level for everybody in the nation? That would equal some big checks for Social Security. According to AARP, West Virginia is one of the 12 states that still taxes Social Security benefits to one degree or another. Now, in 2019, the legislature passed House Bill 2001, which phased out the income tax collection on Social Security benefits for those earning less than $50,000 for single filers and $100,000 for joint filers over a 3-year period. Income taxes for those filers have been completely exempt since 2022. Now, according to the fiscal note from the State Department of Revenue, completely exempting Social Security benefits would return approximately $37 million to taxpayers in fiscal year 2025, beginning in July. So a lot of money going back to the people. $37.7 million in fiscal year 2026, and by increasing the amounts in future fiscal years as well. The elimination of income tax on Social Security would affect more than 50,000 senior households, and again, this is specifically for West Virginia. However, the House Finance Committee on Friday recommended a committee substitute for HB 4880 that would phase out the remaining income tax collections on Social Security benefits for single filers earning more than $50,000 a year and joint filers earning more than $100,000 $200,000 a year. The phase-out would be retroactive as well to January 1st, reducing taxes by 35% this tax year and 65% in 2025, with the phase-out completely taking place in 2026. House Finance Committee Vice Chairman John Hardy said a phase-out is consistent with past fiscal policy regarding tax cuts to ensure that the reduction in tax revenue doesn't outpace natural tax revenue growth. So they want to make sure that as they do this, they're not taking a massive hit for the government or for the state. They want to make sure that people get this money, but that they're not shortchanging themselves pretty hard all at once. It's always been a purview of the House Finance Committee to look at incremental policy to phasing things out. Hardy said on Tuesday yesterday, "We just think a 3-year phase-out is the fiscally prudent and fiscally responsible way to do this. The state's economy grows by about $140 million to $150 million per year naturally, so if we can do this over the course of a 3-year phase-out, that keeps that cut to about 10% of our natural growth. Elimination of the remaining income tax collection on Social Security benefits was the largest part of the proposed tax cuts recommended by Justice at the start of the fiscal year legislative session on January the 10th. During his 8th and final State of the State address as governor, Justice also pitched a state child and dependent care tax credit modeled after a similar federal tax credit that actually is making its way through Congress right now, and an expansion of the senior citizens homestead property tax credit. According to the Department of Revenue, all 3 tax cuts would return a combination of $49.7 million to taxpayers. We've cut taxes in West Virginia 23 times since I walked in the door and delivered on the biggest tax cut, the biggest tax cuts in state history, hands down, Justice said during the State of the State address. I would tell you just this: the faster that we can get rid of the taxes on individuals, the better we'll be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, let's take a look at this on a federal level, and maybe this could be implemented as well if they're saying that this is going to be a significant hit by providing these tax cuts. Now, this one came out today as well, and it says a bill announced in the U.S. House could scrap federal taxes on Social Security benefits starting in the year 2025 while introducing a new funding stream that might keep the program going for an additional 20 years. As you guys know, solvency is a major issue right now. If they do not resolve the Social Security shortfall that we have going on every single year, they're saying in about 8 to 12 years, there will not be enough to pay out 100% of the benefits to all Social Security recipients. There will be cuts across the board if something is not done of 20 to 25%. So if you collect $1,000 per month from Social Security, you'll suddenly get a check for $750 or $800. And when you say, hey, what happened? Where's the rest of my check? They're simply going to say, sorry, we don't have enough funds to pay out 100% of the benefits. It's happening to everyone. Disability, survivors, SSI, all across the board, retirement will be cut if they do not resolve this. Now, on January 25th, Angie Craig, representative, reintroduced the legislation dubbed the You Earned It, You Keep It Act that would repeal the taxation of Social Security benefits, putting money back into the pockets of retirees. In addition, an analysis of the bill from the Social Security Administration shows how changes in financing would allow the agency to continue making payments in full through the year 2054, so extending it by 20 years, according to the projections. This bill is a win-win. It's a tax cut for seniors and a way to ensure more Americans can depend on the Social Security benefits that they've earned, Craig said in a press release. Here's how the bill would work. There would be new financing. There would be big changes in the bill with how benefits are financed, and it has to do with the Social Security payroll tax. Employers and employees each pay into the tax 6.2% of the wages, up to a maximum of $168,600 in this year, 2024. The self-employed tax pay is 12.4%. Now, the proposed bill would kick the payroll tax back into gear once earnings exceed $250,000. So if you make more than $250,000, you're going to pay additional funds into Social Security, leaning on high earners to increase the funds. These financing changes might allow retirees to enjoy their full Social Security benefits. Now, at the present, folks with a combined income, which includes your adjusted gross income plus non-taxable interest plus half of your Social Security benefits of $25,000 or more, and couples filing jointly making $32,000 or more, they currently pay tax on at least 50% of their benefits. The bill would eliminate these taxes altogether. According to the Social Security Administration, about 40% of people who receive Social Security benefits end up paying taxes on them every single year. So this would impact 40% of the people collecting these these benefits. Literally tens of millions of people would benefit from this bill. Now, inflation is currently eroding people's benefits. The Social Security Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund is currently projected to run low by the year 2033. So we've got about 9 years left according to this projection, which means retirees would be expected to receive about 77% of their benefits at that time. As I mentioned, a 20 to 25% cut. If the bill is passed and the Social Security Administration analysis is correct, benefits would be fully funded until the year 2054. And again, this is making its way through Congress. All of these articles coming out today. Now, to see this bill that has been reintroduced in detail, check out this video right here next as I covered it for you. I go into some of the specifics of what the bill includes. And also, let me know your thoughts. We're hearing that Social Security could be coming back as we are approaching elections. This could be something that the Biden administration that has been promising for several years might actually finally address right before voters hit the polls. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But you guys, that is the latest. I will keep you up to date on this as more information comes out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.